Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. So, as promised yesterday, I'm back again with a very important and exciting topic all about self limiting beliefs and how to break free from barriers into breakthrough and overcome these self limiting beliefs. So, I will explain a little bit what is it at all, where it comes from, what are some examples, and we'll give you a couple of strategies along with examples based on my own experiences that will help you identify and overcome these limitations, which are oftentimes holding us back, either small or from big things. So, before we dive in, for those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Sylvia Vitos. I'm a leadership well-being coach and consultant, helping corporate leaders, senior leaders, executives live a happier and healthier life. And I do that by tapping into mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being so that they can apply those strategies and practices into their everyday life along with the high responsibilities that they are having at hand. So, back to limiting beliefs. So, what are these beliefs, thoughts? As I say, these are just thoughts. These are any self depreciating thoughts that will hold us back from just growing as a person. So it's very, very important to become aware of it and to be able to identify them as much as possible, because once we know, and we cannot unknow. So then we really have the responsibility to do something about it and take steps towards overcoming them and becoming a better and better version of ourselves that we truly all thrive for. Important to note that you are not your beliefs. You gathered them, you somehow ended up having those into your programmings in your subconscious mind, usually deeply seated, and most of it comes from the childhood. And even in the early stages of childhood, let's say between 2 and 7 years old, there are the most meaningful events in all our lives happening where we give meaning to any kind of situation, and it will be just immediately saved as some kind of a belief. And usually as little kids, we are we don't have the logical mind yet, so we cannot analyze the situation, and therefore we will take it on us. We will blame ourselves immediately that something has happened around us, and therefore the meaning we create is that it's because I am not good enough, it's because I am not lovable, it's because I am not smart enough, and the list goes on and on. So with that, I already give you a couple of examples. Couple of more could be, especially bringing that through the leadership lens. Let's say I don't have the experience. That's a belief to, let's say, execute on a newly coming project or apply for an even higher position or responsibility. I don't have the experience yet. I'm too young. I'm too old. I don't have time. It's not my job, so I better don't touch this, whatever comes up. I will never be good enough. I'm a follower, not a leader. See, there are so many variety of these thoughts, and when you start paying attention, you will notice that pretty much everything we say, all our thoughts are rooted in some sort of beliefs. And because these beliefs are so deeply rooted and mainly coming from our childhood, they truly require quite some work to overcome them. And the good news is that there are plenty of tools available to do that. and there are options and possibilities so that you can find the one that suits you best. And it really is such a rewarding journey, because every single time you overcome one certain limitation, it just frees you up. It makes you feel so much lighter, more energetic, more confident, of course, in a way you act, in a way you behave, in a way you speak with others, and your whole presence and energy is changing and shifting as you go layer by layer by layer and discover these limitations and start to overcome them. So, how can you overcome these? Such a big question, and there are so many variety of tools out there. And I have to say that several years ago, I've never been aware of any of these, and I was really just going with the flow. I used to believe that life is happening to me, and I just cannot even describe really what it means to be on this self-discovery and self-development journey. It's such a wonderful, rewarding path to step on, because you really become aware and notice how you are changing, not just year by year, even day by day. So there is a very, one of my favorite tools is that what I'm going to share with you, along with one of my personal examples, so that you really can relate to it and see how to put that into practice. Okay, so one of my biggest limitation used to be, at least, very low self-esteem, and comes hand in hand with perfectionism. That will also be another topic for another live session. Watch out for that. But that low self-esteem and not feeling good enough was there with me throughout my life so far. And one major event that is not going back to my childhood, but as an outcome of that, when I was about to move from Hungary to Germany. I'm originally from Hungary, and I have got an opportunity with the Fortune 500 company I was working for at that time to maybe move countries and go and live in Germany and work for the head office in a global role, basically. I was 26, and what happened is that I had this ambition, I had this desire to go one day abroad and discover the world a little bit, learn the language, and then come back one day. And so every now and then I went on to this internal job portal where you could see opportunities popping up from all over the world, basically. And I saw that one opportunity in the head office where I opened it, I read about it, and my first true thought was, wow, this is there for me. This was just published for me. It's exactly my profile. How exciting. And a couple of seconds later, the thoughts were changing to my monkey mind. And I clearly remember until today coming it through like, who are you, little girl from Hungary? What do you want to do among all those big, smart guys in the head office? Like, are you out of your mind? What do you think who you are? That was the story, the meaning that I was creating, and based on my limiting belief of not being good enough. So, first step based on that story is that you define the belief that you would like to work on. So, first of all, you define the event. What is that event that is causing some discomfort and or situation? And then ask the question, what is the meaning I put behind or I assign to it? What is the story that I create around it? So just watch your inner voice. What are the thoughts going on in your mind? And write them all down, so that you will become aware when you go a couple of layers down and, aha, this is rooted in I'm not good enough. And then you can start working with that. This process that I'm talking to you about, telling you about, is from Byron Katie. She's an amazing woman. She created that idea of, or process, better to say, to overcome these limitations, which is called the work. So it's based on that concept. You can look after that. And the next, very next question you ask yourself is based on this limiting statement, I am not good enough. Is this true? And that's a clear yes or no, maybe answer. If the answer is yes, then you ask again, can you absolutely know that it is true? And most likely, this will come down to a no, because we are making up these stories, these meanings, and we really don't have the fact. We don't know whether it's true or not. We just declare it as truth within ourselves, which will cause all this disturbance within. So then the next question to ask is, how do you react and what happens when you believe that thought? So, with my example, what I was thinking is that I feel weak and helpless, probably even insecure, and I better just not even talk to anyone about it because they will probably even think that I'm out of my mind, wanting to go for an opportunity like this. And then I start feeling sorry for myself as I notice that huge distance between them and I, like who I am, little girl, to go there among all those big guys. Like the gap is just way too big for me to bridge that. So these are the thoughts, the beliefs, describe that, describe the emotions, the thoughts, so everything that comes up when you believe that thought. And then the third part of this exercise is, who or what would you be without that thought? If you are disregarding that thought, if you were really believing in yourself, then how would that look like? And for me, in that case, those are the first um, thoughts that came up. This job is 100% match with my profile. Wow, this has been just posted for me. They are all waiting for me. And how exciting is it to move to another country and step into such an amazing opportunity? And then finally, now you already see the huge difference with or without that belief, how different it looks like. And then finally, you can turn around that thought in three different ways and just look at it from three different perspectives. First, you can turn it to the self. So, I believe I am not good enough. And then you can turn it to others. So, in this example, they are not good enough. And then you can turn it to the opposite, which would be here, they think I am not good enough. And then you start taking conclusions. What are certain meanings that really feel true for you in that given situation, and how you can turn this initial idea, this initial belief around so that it becomes the truth. And in this case, it's, well, heck, yes, I am good enough. And to just tell the story to the end, what happened is that when I read through this job description and I had all these limiting thoughts coming up, it took so much power over me that I closed it and I didn't tell to anyone about it. I just felt like so small that who am I to apply? And 2 weeks later, my manager at that time, she came to me. I didn't tell her either. She came to me and brought a printed paper, put it on my desk, and asked me, why don't you apply? And I swear to you, without mentioning this to her, she came across the same, she printed it, and the exact same job profile was put on my desk. Why don't you apply? And I still get goosebumps because that was that necessary push I received from universe to at least try, just try. Like, what can really happen? Worst case, you stay where you are. And the rest is history, because I applied quickly and then I received a call next day. 2 weeks later, I had an interview. 2 weeks later, I was invited to Germany for a face-to-face interview. And next month, I moved. And this is where all this started. And I'm yet to go back to Hungary. No plans as such ever since, but I spent 6 years in Germany and now I'm 8 years in Dubai. And it's just an amazing evolution that I went through so far. And I'm very uh, not curious, but wondering where I would be today if that one push hasn't happened in my life. So look out for the signs, look out for the opportunities, the possibilities, and keep becoming aware of your limitations and ask these questions from yourself so that you can overcome them. And if you would like to have some help with it, you can put either in a comment or send me a DM the word belief, and I will be sending your way a worksheet which is describing exactly that methodology I was walking you through right now. And then you can just take this worksheet and replicate it for every thought or belief that comes up for you, and you can start really putting it into action and work on yourself. Send me the word belief and I will share this worksheet with you. If any questions, also let me know. I will be back tomorrow with yet another live session this week. Looking forward to that, where we will tap a little bit into the automatic negative thoughts and how they impact us, and what are some techniques we can apply to overcome that and help our brain to rather see the positives than the negatives in a first line. So excited to tell you more about it. Have a wonderful day ahead for today. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye for now.